Hello, my friends, and we're going to work on another Valentine's Day bookmark. And which one shall we pick? Let's go with one of my favorites to create because it uses some really great skills that you can learn with this. So here you can see that we have a variety of hues in different values here. Now you could do this with one color, you could do it with 3, 2, whatever colors that you want to use. But what I love about this technique is we're going to learn how to do a lift with our brush. So the first thing that we're going to do after we pick our colors is we're going to paint with a very, very strong value. So you can go right out of the well, or you can mix it onto your palette so that it's a really thick consistency. We want the strongest value that we can get. And now we're just going to paint some hearts. And we're going to just fill the whole thing with a really strong value. Now make sure that you do have a little bit of water on your brush so that you can move this easily. If you feel uncomfortable with drawing with your paintbrush, you could always draw these with the pencil first and then lightly erase them. Now what I'm going to do is just paint a variety of size and colors of hearts. Here I'm going with a red, leaving enough white space in between them, kind of a rose color. Notice that I'm painting one much bigger than the other, and I'm leaving enough white space in between them. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill up my bookmark with several of these hearts, and when we come back you can kind of see where I painted them. So now we're going to employ the technique of using our brush to do a lift, and then we'll disperse that color into some new hearts. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I grab the paintbrush I want to use and fill it with water. Now I don't want to flood it, but I want it to be nice and wet. So what I'm going to do with my paintbrush is draw this heart. And it's with clear water, but you'll be able to see it. So I'm doing the right side, then I'm just going to go right into that left side, and I'm disturbing that paint underneath. And what it's going to do is start flowing into my new heart. I'm going to use my paintbrush to help direct that to where I want to go. Now, I can also use a paper towel. Watch how I'm going to pull on that left side here and then disperse the color. But I also want to lift some of that color on the left side. Now, because we're using the same color and we don't want to get rid of it completely, I am not washing my brush. Now, you can get more color if you need to, but because we use such a heavy value on that first heart, it should just pull really nicely. I can always add a little bit more water to get that to lift, just a little bit more. Now, I am only doing this on the hearts with the strong value. Now I'm getting clean water to do another heart. Again, drawing the heart first. Now I always start with the other side that's away from the heart, but you can do whatever feels most comfortable for you. Here I'm doing this between two hearts. So I can pull a color from one side and then I'll come over here and pull the color from the other side. And I can use that paper towel whenever needed to put some of that color that's on my brush onto the paper towel to get it off of my paper. Be careful not to work it too much, especially if you have a cheaper paper, and the fibers will come up a whole lot easier. This is going to give us a variety of values without having to mix up new color. This is fun, but it's also a great way to practice this technique. I'll come back when it's dry. Now on this third layer, I'm using that strong value again, going right out of my well or using a really nice deep, thick butter. And you're just going to paint over them. You can make lots of choices with this. Are you going to paint the entire card like I did in this example? Or do you want to leave some white space in there? It's completely up to you, but all you do is keep building layer upon layer, one dark layer and then one layer of the removal technique. And that's it, my friends. That is one of my favorite ways to paint these bookmarks. Happy Valentine's Day.